Here we have Declan's moon on the end of the first month training. He lost a good week when he had a bruise in his foot, his hind foot. That's all taken care of. He's got 4 shoes on. The other 3 horses each just have fronts. We went ahead and put backs on him because we wanted to get his soles up off the ground a little bit. They were a little tender. And just got on letting him wander around, look at stuff. Seems pretty good. Had a good spook in the beginning before we turned on the camera. Because there was a dog that looked a lot like a bear sitting next to the guy in the chair up in the corner, which is not where dogs belong, he said. So we went ahead and let the dog out. He's pretty quick. He did a good 180. But I didn't fall off. So, but he's a very smart guy. We took him back over there, let him sniff around that corner, see the dog was actually gone. And I guess I can't blame you for being afraid of a bear. Oh, there's that dog out there. You hear him? He wants to come in and see you. So we've got a little girl in here to play with Declan. You didn't get the ring to yourself today. It's too bad because I like him alone in here, but that's okay. She's a very pretty horse. You'll like having her here. You want to do a little trot? Okay. If you were a stallion, we'd make a nice cross between the two of you. Okay, buddy. So, yeah, taking a good look over there. You still think something's going on. Somebody keeps coming in and out that door. You're okay. Alrighty. So, let's just get that nice swinging old trot going. So he's been quite good. He's a little sticky about getting into canter, quite sticky. Let's see if we can work on that today a little bit. Sometimes he gets to a place where either a little bit of a spook, usually, sometimes just too much leg. He has a little move that he makes. It's kind of quick, but so far he hasn't taken it very far where he'll kind of shake his head and stop. Maybe a little bit of a kick. But I pretty much let him just get in his swing to start out. He's actually got a little bit of a lazy streak to him. He's also got a real spark to him. Lazy probably from 5 years sitting out in the field doing nothing, huh, buddy? Saying, what is this? I thought I was retired. So that was him stopping there. I'm going to give him a minute. And his little bit of laziness is very un-thoroughbred-like. Much more like a warm blood. But that's the cool thing, is the thoroughbreds come in all kinds, and so do warm bloods and everything else. Okay, buddy, we can cross the diagonal. Oh, maybe not. We'll go straight, I guess. Yeah, what do you think of her? So that little head throwing thing as he goes by the door is almost like saying, do I really have to keep going? You're okay, bud, you're okay. So this is all very sort of opinionated behavior, premeditated. It's nothing to do with fear or lack of understanding. Just every once in a while wants to tell you not so sure he wants to play this game. All right, buddy. going now. So the biggest thing that he's learning, he's got to learn, as you go, no matter what, when the legs squeeze. Good boy. He's got an amazingly nice feel in the bridle. Probably had pretty good riders on his back throughout his career. You don't put a rookie exercise rider on a horse this good. So, good hands from exercise riders has a big benefit when you start doing this kind of work. Good boy. You're okay. But I think he does enjoy the work. He enjoys the rhythm. Okay, so now let's step it up a notch on the trot. Good boy. That's okay, don't mess with her. Atta boy. Okay, show off a little bit of that trot. Atta boy. It's one of the most comfortable horses you could ever sit on. Okay, it's okay. Atta boy. So now that we've got some trot going, we'll do some trot walk transitions to remind him that when we go from walk to trot, I squeeze my legs and you go, rather than pin your ears back at me, and that it's not an insult. It's an invitation to go have a little fun. Come on, buddy. Yeah, you didn't like that, did you? Okay, buddy. We'll just keep doing it till it becomes habit again. Because when I ask him to go from trot to canter, we need to have that response so he doesn't feel insulted. Hup. Try some halt walks. Yeah. So right here we're doing some walk work and tickling him a little bit with that left spur. Got real dull spurs on there called persuaders, and they're easy to reach the horse because they have a little disc on the back, but they're not at all sharp. Okay, bud. So every once in a while I have to push back against him with my left leg as he falls left. And every time I do that successfully and he moves away from it, I feel a little bit more like I can ride him. Because he has this beautiful way of going, but you're not really asking for anything and you're not really influencing him because you don't need to. And then when you do ask for something, sometimes you get a little of that stallion-like attitude, which is very common in stallions. And even though this is a gelding, he seems to have plenty of stallion attributes. more time. Back to walk. All right, back to trot. All right, that's better. And part of the reason I did that walk stuff is because I wanted to stop nagging him and annoying him. I want him to want to do this himself and enjoy it. Come on, have some fun with your trot. You're a good boy. Once we canter, the trot will be even better. Go catch that pretty horse up there. Atta boy. You stay on your line. Good boy. Atta boy. Atta boy. Atta good boy. Okay. Okay. Atta boy. So totally unlike the other three horses, he canters along like a show hunter, or he stays loose in his body, slow in his tempo, balanced like a sport horse. I wasn't really having to push, but a little bit to keep him going, not much. But even when he comes right back to trot after his canter, his back stays loose, which is why he swings like this in the trot. Attaboy. So as we get going more and more, I can use more leg. Good boy. Attaboy. That's better. Outside. Good boy. Falls to the left here. Put the left spur back in him a little bit. Nudge him back out. Never want him to think he can get away with choosing his own direction. Good boy. Keep going. Come on, we're not stopping yet. Attaboy. Down the home stretch. Good boy. You got it. You got it. Attaboy. Yeah, if you wake up and work at it, you can have a little fun. Okay, that was better. Now let's trot. Oh, we'll let you walk. Give you a little reward. All right, now that you're all loose, feeling good, you know it doesn't hurt to go forward. See if we can do it again in a minute. Oh yeah, there you go, without me even asking. That's better. Yeah. So you'll notice on this horse cantering, I'm not up in 2-point over the shoulders the way I am with some of the others. And that's because I need to keep my leg on. I need to really be squeezing, and it's a little easier to squeeze from sitting. And his balance is so good in his canter that, and his back is so soft that he doesn't mind me sitting. So it works. Let's do another walk transition. Let's do that right. Good boy. Okay. Now, let's see if you can just do it again. And let's see how fun we can have trotting. You know, I sort of feel like since he's so happy in his trot, going forward, sending him forward into his big trot might be a good strategy. Good boy. Yeah. Yeah. Letting him cruise around, get a little good exercise. I really think part of his canter reluctance is partly fitness. Boy. Attaboy. Yep. But he's quite smart and willing to a point. Come on, buddy. Get up. I think I'm going to try a dressage whip with him tomorrow, where I can reach back and tap him without taking my hand off the rein more easily behind the leg where it works. Atta buddy. You're okay. Just have some fun. Come on, just have some fun. All right. Okay, off we go. And then the other thing we'll do with him is get him out on some trails out in the open where it's more interesting, where I'm sure we're not going to have to help push him at all, and give him a little fitness work like that and a little fun instead of this crazy round in circles, which you don't quite understand. Usually they really like the flat work when they accept the leg and don't feel insulted by it, but he's really not sure why I dig my legs into him this way. Okay, but he's figuring it out. But it's fascinating to try to figure out what makes a good racehorse, what in the mind. And I've never met a gelding whose attitude is quite like his. I got him really good with my left spur there, trying to move him away from my leg. And I crossed the line, and he said, "All right, I'm going to kick you right back." And every once in a while, I might have to cross that line a little bit, like when he was up there and I was asking him to canter, and he took that sort of a hop and he kicked up with it. He struck out with his front legs in anger, and then off he went. So he sort of he got the message, but he had to let me know that he didn't really want to. But I think he's going to like this work. I was thinking about stepping him over some of these jumps. He hasn't jumped yet, but I feel as though taking a horse who doesn't move off the leg that well and introducing it to something like that where he has to go forward in order to stay out of trouble isn't quite fair. So we're going to be free jumping all these guys in a few days, and he'll get to start out doing that, and maybe we'll start him out jumping on the trail and then bring him in here once he knows how to do it and he's going more forward. But they don't make many that move as well as this horse.